So hi guys, my name is Ralph Kishalin and today I'll be doing my return demonstration about assisting IV insertion. So an IV therapy requires parenteral fluids and special equipments like your administration set, IV pole, filter, and of course your regulator to maintain the fluid flow and your established vein rub. Through an IV therapy, it helps to supply fluids to clients who aren't able to take in large volumes of fluid by mouth. It also provides salts, which helps to maintain electrolyte balance. It also provides glucose, which is the main fuel for metabolism. Some IV fluids provide water-soluble vitamins, and most especially, it helps to provide access to intravenous medication, especially for emergency cases. So in assisting IV insertion, the first thing you have to do is to check the doctor's order. Upon checking the doctor's order, you have to take note of the IV fluids to be used and the ordered IV rate for the patient. After that, you need to wash your hands and prepare all the materials needed for assisting IV insertion. You need to wash your hands. After washing our hands, we are now ready to prepare the materials needed for assisting IV insertion. Here are the materials for assisting IV insertion. First, we have the set, the micro set, and the soil set. Next, we have our plaster. We also have our cannula, which is set of cannula. We also have our IV starter kit. It contains the tourniquet, the transparent dressing, the alcohol swab, and the betadine swab. Also have our pair of gloves. One for the IV therapy nurse and one for the assisting nurse. We also have our dry cotton balls. We also have our alcohol swab. And our IV splint. We also have our IV solution, our so this is our IV tag. It contains the name of the patient, the room number, name of the IVF, medication infused, IVF rate, the date, the time, and the name and the signature of the nurse. We also have our own waste receptacle. And our solute set. Next, you have to prime your IV fluid, but of course, before you prime your IV fluid, you need to wash your hands, or you can use an alcohol to disinfect your hands. Next is you need to remove the cover of this IV fluid. This IV fluid should be sealed with a cover. It is completely sealed, otherwise if there is a doubt that there is a leakage, do not use this IV fluid. So you find IV fluids which has a complete seal to make sure that the fluids are sterile. There is this covering. You just hold this and apply a little pressure, then just remove. So do not touch this area here, but if ever during the opening of the cover, you touch the area, you can disinfect this with an alcohol swab just like this. After opening, of course, you have to open your set. So this is a macro set because we are going to insert one adult patient. So you have to check the expiration date and you have to check if the set is also sealed. If ever there's an opening, do not use the set you have to make sure that the set is sterile. So you just tear it like this and you need to remove the set. So you have to make sure that the set is complete. So there is a cover. So this area here is what we call a spike. So it should be covered and it should be sterile. So I'll open this. So this area here, you should not touch this area. So we need to cover this. And next is we have the drip chamber. And this one is the tubings. And next is we have the regulator. So if the regulator is being up, so it means that it is being opened. And if the regulator is being put down, it means that the regulator is being closed. And next is we have the end port. So it also needs to be covered and sterile. And the last one, we have the injection port. So after that, you have to close the regulator. Before inserting this to the bottle, you have to close the regulator to protect air from entering the tubings, just like this. So most nurses also practice kinking this area here to make sure that there is no air will come contact to the tubings, otherwise the air will go to your patient and will put your patient in danger. So you have to kink with your thumb and your index finger, then touching this area here, you open the spike and hold the bottle just like this. Then insert the spike, fully insert into the bottle. After insertion, you have to invert, then release. Then fill the drip chamber with IV fluids halfway, and then next is to fill the tubings with fluid. So you have to hang this IV bottle into the IV pole. And then you open the end port. Then you have to make sure that the end port is sterile and you do not touch this area here. Then you let it sink down into the drain, and while touching the end port, you open the regulator to fill the tubings with fluid and to get rid of the air. So when the tubings are filled with fluids and there is no air in it, you have to close the regulator and cover the end port. And you bring this to the patient's bedside, and you have to make sure that these tubings does not dangle on the floor. So you have to roll this and put this into the IV insertion tray and bring to the patient's bedside.